Hi everyone, it's Laura. Today I'm doing another Harry Potter themed YouTube video. Yawn. But today I've done videos in the past about the Harry Potter tour in London, but I've just done a whole video. I haven't actually given you any decent information. So let me start off with the most important thing that you need for going to the studio tour, and that is your tickets. And I've been to the tour twice now. I went in October 2012 and I went in November last year, and I'm going again this October, and my tickets for this time came in this. So it is, and they were £31. So that's our tickets. We've got Hedwig, Dobby, and I think it's Nangini. Originally I thought it was a Basilisk, but it's Nangini. And I already have these two tickets, so I'll be getting this one this time. So they're £31 for an adult. Sugar. I bought on the Warner Brothers Studio website, which is www.wbstudiotour.co.uk. I'm not sure how much it is for a child, and I know they do family tickets, so that's your ticket. You can, postage is £3.95, but you can get them to collect them at the tour the day you go. So this is also hopefully this won't show any information. That's the confirmation letter. I'm covering my details. Well, back to front because my kind of looks that way very quickly. So yeah, I've been twice now. The first time we went in October 2012, we stayed in Watford in the Park Inn. Because it was our first time to London, I wasn't really very sure where to stay, so we just thought we'd give Watford a go because it's nearest to the studio tour. And the hotel we stayed in was Park Inn, which was literally around the corner from Watford Junction train station. So on the day we went to the tour, to get to the tour we had to walk around the corner to Watford Junction, and there we got the studio tour bus, which you can't miss because it's got diagon alley up the side of it, and I'll put a picture of the bus. The bus cost £2 return for an adult, it just takes you straight to the tour and brings you back again. It's quite cool. So that's the easiest, that's how we got to the tour the first time we went. The second time, I'll start off with the first time and then I'll talk you through the next. Because we stayed in Watford, that's how we got there. So that was handy in that sense, but getting from Luton Airport to Watford wasn't so easy. The bus we got took nearly 2 hours to do what should be pretty much a 45-minute journey, and it wasn't like a coach, it's just a normal town bus. So we were sat on this little town bus for like nearly 2 hours, and it stopped at every bus stop between Luton and Watford. So by the time we got to our hotel we were like, we just want to go sleep now, because we'd been up, our flight was at like 7 that morning. So the trains, I don't think the trains are much different, so it's a bit of a nuisance, but anyway. So that was getting to Watford. Watford's easy enough to get to London from Watford Junction. You just jump on the train which takes you to London Euston. And if you are ever going to London, I recommend you get one of these, which is an Oyster card. These are literally, well, you have to get them if you go to London. They're a travel card, and basically what happens is when you go to the tube stations you scan them, and it just lets you go from A to B, and you just scan them as you go. It means you don't have to queue for tickets, and it saves so much time and hassle, and you top them up as well. Every tube station there's a wee place you can top them up, and they are so handy. I don't know how we managed without them. I have a One Direction case for mine. So yeah, Watford to Euston's about 20+ minutes to get there, which isn't too bad. And you go through Wembley as well, so if you were wanting to do a gig at Wembley Arena or Wembley Stadium, it's quite handy as well. Getting back from the tour, it's straightforward. Get the shuttle bus back again to Watford Junction, and then Watford Junction onwards to wherever else. The second time I went, which was November, we stayed in the Comfort Inn, which was on Edgware Road. It's not the best hotel, it was basic, but it just did the job for one night. But yeah, I wouldn't. When we priced London for October this time we're going, it actually worked out more expensive to stay in the Comfort Inn, which is a 2-star hotel, than the hotel we're staying in, which is 4-star. So I wasn't booking it. Excuse me. So to go to the tower, we have to get the tube from Edgware Road to London Euston, and then get one of the Midlands trains to Watford Junction, which I thought was quite funny because the platform we got our train at was platform 9, which I thought was quite cool. So yeah, it's always one of the Midlands trains that you get to go out to Watford, like the Coventry one or the Birmingham one or something, but as long as it stops at Watford Junction you're okay. And that was how we got out to the tower. We got to Watford Junction, got the shuttle bus to the tower, but as we were flying home after our visit to the tower, we just got a taxi from the tower to Luton Airport, which was quite handy. It would have saved us a bother going back into Watford and stuff again. So that was getting to the tower. I think there's a bus that goes from London Victoria train station, but I'm not sure about times and stuff and prices for it, as we've never used it, and we won't be using it next time because we're going straight from the airport to the tower this time. So we are. If you're going to the tower from the airport, I don't know about Gatwick, Heathrow or any of those other, only Luton, so we're taxiing it, because I know there's no bus straight from Luton out to the tower, which is a shame, but we'll taxi it a bit easier. So that's getting there. Now, when you get to the tower, if you are collecting the tickets at the tower, that's right at the front doors, and you collect them. Unfortunately, when I got that the last time, they didn't give us this. They just gave us our tickets. We had booked via superbreaks.co.uk, so we got our hotel and our tickets for the tour all together. But you collect them there, and you have to have identification. You have to have your email printed out, and I think you have to have like your passport or driving license as well. So then, when I think if you don't want to know anything about the tour, don't play on. Bye. When you go in, there is a cafe to your left, and it does hot food and drinks, and it does sandwiches and coffee, and it does breakfast until 11. It's reasonably priced. It's not many dearer than anywhere else. There's also a little coffee stand as well. There's also your toilets, baby changing facilities. There's also obviously the gift shop, and there is a cloakroom where you can leave your coats and bags, and there's also the place where you can pick up your digital audio guide. I haven't used them myself, so I don't know if they're worth it or not. They're £4.95, I think, and Tom Felton does the voice on them, so I don't really know. But last time we went, we used the cafe for breakfast, and we also visited the shop before we went to the tour, done the tour as well. So we were able to leave our coats and our bags and our suitcases in the cloakroom, and it's free of charge, which is good. Because I wouldn't recommend carrying luggage or your purchases from the gift shop around the tour with you, because it just would be a nuisance for me. But yeah, you can leave them in. They give you like a little piece of paper that has your like a coat number on it, so you can come back and get them. And I had my suitcase, my coat, and 2 big shopping bags from the shop, and they kept them for me, which is quite good. So the gift shop is quite expensive. If you see my other haul videos, you'll know. So it took loads of money, and I've noticed they've put the prices up on some other items since I've last been. I know the cushions I bought, which were £18.95 last time, are up to £19.95. Although they are worth it, but some of the prices have gone up. And I'm assuming they'll have new items by now as well. I'm hoping they have. But I will be doing another video when I come back, but as I'm not going to October, that will not be. One item I'm definitely getting is Fred and George's wands, because I've been wanting to get them for some while. I'm saving hard so I can spend loads of money. But so that's what's available before you go through. So you have to be there half an hour before your allocated time. The allocated times are every half an hour, and I think the first one's at 10, the last one I'm not sure what time it's at. Ours is at 11, so I think it's between 11 and half 11 we have to get there for. And then if you're a child, you could give them a passport, although I asked for ours. You join the queue, which starts, and the cupboard under the stairs is there, and there's some like signs on the walls as well, which are quite worth reading. And then you get taken into a cinema room, and it's the first cinema, and in the room you're standing, and there's like loads of like movie posters which change on the walls, and then the lights go down, and there's like, it's David Heyman talking about when he was given the Harry Potter books for the first time to see if he wanted to produce the movies, and it's him talking about it and how he knew instantly he wanted to make Harry Potter into the movies and stuff, which is quite cool. And then once it's over, you get taken to a cinema room, which is, it's quite cool with loads of comfy seats, and usually the staff members go, okay, we're going to watch all 8 movies back to back, and you're like, yeah, I can handle that. And there's a screen, and then when everybody gets in and gets sat down, there's a video comes on, and it's done by Rupert, Emma and Dan come on the screen, and they talk a little bit about being on Harry Potter. The screen rolls up and reveals the Great Hall doors, the actual doors to the Great Hall. So then the staff member that's with you will ask whose birthday it is, and if it's your birthday, you'll be like, yay me. Unfortunately, I have been, my birthday's in the summer, so every time I've been, I've missed my birthday. And then whoever's birthday it is, they get to open the Great Hall doors, which I think would be so cool to do. And then you go into the Great Hall, and that's the first. Unfortunately, you don't get very long in the Great Hall, and the staff member that's with you will ask you who's in Hufflepuff, who's in Gryffindor, and you get to cheer. And she'll maybe explain a little bit about the costumes and stuff in the Great Hall, and then you have to leave, unfortunately, after about 10 minutes. And for me, it's literally just a race round to see how many photos I can take in that time. So I can see how many photos I can get taken in that time. And then once you go into Section J, that's you on your own. You can take as long as you want. There's no staff members there to push you on to the next section. But there's loads of staff members there for you to ask questions, and they know their stuff. Some of them I think were extras in the movies and stuff, so they do know a lot about Harry Potter. So they're, then if you want a photo taken, they'll gladly take a photo for you. There's plenty of photo walks. There's like the Hogwarts gate you can stand up in front of and get photos of, or you can stand inside Dumbledore's office. You can't go up to his desk though, but you can stand inside it. There's the Potions classroom, Gryffindor common room, Gryffindor's boys dormitory. There's the Mayor of Erised. There's a wheel with all the wands of all the characters in it. There's loads of different props sitting around. There's a lot of stuff. There's like educational decrees, there's costumes, there's hair and makeup, there's wigs of all the different characters, which is quite cool, and it's just amazing to see. And there's like, not everything's at eye level, so look up, look down. Like I went into Dumbledore's office the first time and totally didn't see the sorting hat, and I actually was like, where's the sword? I didn't see the sorting hat. Yeah, it's sitting up on the shelf, you have to kind of look up to see it. So I made a point of looking for it the second time. Just things like that, and the detail, look, all the attention to detail that went into the costumes and stuff. Like when you go to the Ministry of Magic section and you see Umbridge's costumes, like you can see the detail, like the little cat skull brooch and stuff. And there's like Death Eater masks. There's the Death Eater section with like Bellatrix, Voldemort, Malfoy's costume. There's Quidditch. There's the section on green screen which shows you how they did like all the brooms. Obviously you can go into the green screen photo section and get your photo taken on the Ford Anglia and on the broom. Prices of those keep changing, so I haven't a clue what prices they are now. So I have 4. I have 2 broom ones and I have 2 Ford Anglia ones. And then there's, once you finish in Section J, before you go out there's like a cabinet, and it's got loads of graphics and loads of like Harry's Hogwarts letter, Wizard Wease's products, the Quibbler, Daily Prophet, chocolate frog cards, there's like Gringotts coins, there's books, textbooks like Hogwarts history and advanced potion making, and all these really cool graphics. The name of the person who made them is in my head. I will just check my phone because I know they were at the tour recently doing for the 2nd anniversary. MinaLima, I think is who they are called. They've done a lot of the graphics. And the Marauders map, there's it as well, loads of different cool things. It's a massive big cabinet, and above it is the black family tapestry. So then you go outside and you're in the back lot. And because I've been there in October, November, it hasn't really been very warm. So, but if it's in summer, I just imagine it'd be really cool. You can go out and there's loads of like tables and chairs to sit in, and there's you can buy a Starbucks, or you can get like sandwiches, coffee, and also the bar beer, which is the normal bar beer. It's not the frozen one, unfortunately. And I didn't like the bar beer at all, which I was really gutted about, because before I went, it was the one thing I was really looking forward to trying, and I was absolutely gutted when I didn't like it. And it's either $2.95 for a little plastic cup, which you throw away, or $4.95 for smaller glass, which you can keep, and $6.95 for the beer tankard, which you can keep. So out in the back lot you have Tom Riddle's dad's great headstone engraved thingy from Goblet of Fire. You have Private Drive, and you can actually walk up to the front door and knock on the door. There's Potter's house at Godric's Hollow, it's there. There's the Hogwarts Bridge. The first time I was there it was opened, the second time it wasn't. It just depends, I think, on the weather. And you can walk across it, although they're not like there's staff there, make sure you don't like run across it and stuff. And it's quite cool. And then there is chess pieces as well. But it's nice just sitting with your bar beer or chilling if the weather's nice and sun. There's a night bus as well. You can stand on the edge of it and get a photo taken. There is Hagrid's motorbike, which you can sit on, and there's a flying Fordanga which you can sit in and get photos taken as well, and it's quite cool. So that's back lot. And then when you go into the next section you can turn and come back again, so there's toilets and everything in it where you can wash your bar beer mugs out and stuff. And then you're into the creature department. So when you go in, there's like a shelf, and there's loads of like goblin heads and mandrakes, and there's also Oliver Phelps' head sitting on the shelf. Oliver played George Weasley, for those of you who don't know, and it's basically a model from his head up, where they were able to do George Weasley's holy ear. It's quite funny. There's Luna's lion hat, there's owls, there's loads of weird, wonderful little creatures. Then there's like loads of like life-size models of certain characters, like there's Harry, Dumbledore, Katie Bell, George Weasley, Hermione, Draco, Hagrid, and it shows you how they did Hagrid, the animatronic part of him, and then there's a whole section on the animatronics, which is quite cool. They show you how they did like the Monster Book of Monsters, Scabbers, and all that sort of stuff. And there's video being led by Warwick Davis, who played Griphook and Flitwick as well, which is quite cool. And then, so that's like, there's all your animals. You go into through another door, and there's the Thestrals and Buckbeak, who actually moves. Buckbeak actually bows, which is quite cool. And then you are into Diagon Alley. And Diagon Alley is quite small, smaller than I was expecting, and it's quite cool. It starts off with Gringotts, and you see Ollivanders, all of the different shops, the ice cream parlour, and at the very, very end there's Wizard Wheezes, and it actually moves. So the little guy moving his hat, and it's so cool. It's quite dark in Diagon Alley though. A lot of my photos didn't come out, but it's cool. Fortunately you can't go into the shops, so which will be why I think the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley will be actually amazing when it's opened. So it is, but it looks so cool. And when we went on it, the Diagon Alley soundtrack tune was playing, and I was sort of freaked out a little bit, because every time I hear it now I'm like, I love Diagon Alley. It's quite cool. So we exit beside Wizard Wheezes, and that takes you into the art concept. There's a video showing before you go through, led by Emma Watson. And this next section is all cardboard models Stuart Craig made for all the different sets. And these models in themselves are incredible. like I could buy a couple of them for my house to have in my house easily. Things like the Burrow, Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, Hagrid's Hut, the Prefect's Bathroom, Leaky Cauldron, Shell Cottage, etc, etc. And then on the wall there's loads of art concept posters as well, which are quite nice to look at. I think you can buy some of them in the shop as well. Then the best bit is next. So you finish off, you walk up round to the art concept, and the next bit you go into is the Hogwarts model. This is probably the most wow. I've seen it twice. The first time obviously it wasn't at Christmas, but the second time we were at the Hogwarts at Christmas event. So Hogwarts was covered in snow, and whoa, it was amazing. I just did for like a few minutes just looking at it, and it's got little lights in the windows, and the lights change and it's like it'll get dark and the lights will come on. It's just amazing, and you can see like Dumbledore's office, and you can tell where the greenhouses are, and oh, it's amazing. It's beautiful and it's massive, but it's just, oh, it's unreal. It's credit to Stuart Craig and his team for making such an amazing thing, and I will put a picture of it as well. So that's the Hogwarts model. The last part, you exit into a room, and there is over 3,000 individually named wand boxes of every single person that worked in the Harry Potter movies, and that's from the cast, the crew, anybody who worked in there. Even if you're an extra, you've probably got a box in there with your name on it. It's a lot of fun trying to see how many cast members you can find. And also, Chris Rankin, who plays Percy Weasley, is doing a thing that if you take a selfie with his wand box, he will retweet you on Twitter. So if you're going to the tower, get searching for Chris Rankin's wand box and take a selfie with it and tweet him. His Twitter is @ChrisRankin. He did tweet at us. I will give you a clue when you go in, it's on the right hand side. That's the only clue you're getting. Most of the main cast boxes are eye levels, unless you're short like me. And if you're not sure where they are, you can ask, because the first time I went, I couldn't find Rupert Grint's box at all. And I had to ask a member of staff where it was, and he kindly showed me, like, it's over here. He took me to see it, so quite fun. You can always set a challenge, like, right, give you and your friends a list of cast members to find, and you have to see if you can find them. And in that room there's a thing on the wall. Hold on a jiffy till I find it in case I get it wrong. Come on, phone. Never works when you want it to. Hope I have a photo of it. And it says, the stories we love best do live in us forever, so whether you come back by pitch or by the big screen, Hogwarts will always be there to welcome you home. And I will see if I can get this to show up. That's it. There, that's the photo of it, and that is in the wand room. So it is, and then you exit. This is the wand room, hold on. The wand room. And that's only half it. So, it's quite cool, and it just goes to show you how many people actually worked in the movies. And that's you into the gift shop, where you can spend loads of money. And that's everything. I think that's everything that I can think of. If anybody has any questions about anything about like where to stay and stuff, feel free to ask, although I'm not from England, I'm from Northern Ireland, so I may not be the best person to ask, but I have been twice and I am going again, so feel free to comment below. And hope this video has been quite helpful. Until again.